Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. So today we meet again for another PDPR. We are still under Unit 5, Globetrotting. Today we are going to learn about past perfect continuous and reported speech. So, before we start with past perfect and past perfect continuous, I would like you to refresh your memory about past simple. Okay, do you remember what is past simple? Okay, past simple is the form of verb that we use to talk about action that has completed in the past. Okay, past simple ni adalah bentuk kata kerja yang telah diubah. Okay, yang telah diubah bila kita nak bercakap ataupun bila kita nak menulis tentang action ataupun verb yang sudah berlaku pada masa lepas. Okay, very simple example, the word walk, W-A-L-K, we change to walked, W-A-L-K-E-D. So we add ed to the base form of the verb. Okay, beside that, we can also add the letter D. Okay, for example, the word arrive, A-R-R-I-V-E, arrive. Okay, we add the letter D at the back. Okay, there's no need to add ed because it already has E, okay, at the back of the base form. And we can also change the word into another form. For example, eat, E-A-T, it will become ate in past simple. Okay, so that is past simple. So now let's move on to past perfect. Okay, what is past perfect? Past perfect is used to talk about action that has completed before another action in the past. So, there is this action and there is another action. So, we are talking about two actions in one sentence and both of the actions happened in the past. So, kita guna past perfect ni bila kita nak cerita tentang dua perkara yang berlaku pada masa lalu. Okay, tapi antara kedua-dua action itu ada satu yang berlaku sebelum yang satu lagi. Alright, so as you can see here, there are two actions. Okay, there is one action that happened before another action. Okay, but both actions have completed. Kedua-dua action itu sudah selesai. Okay, so how do we write past perfect or how do we identify past perfect? Okay, past perfect can be identified by the use of the word had. So we have to add the word had and the verb will be changed into past participle. Okay, for example, it will become had driven. Okay, had driven. Okay, telah memandu. So we know that the past simple form for drive is drove. Okay, D-R-O-V-E. Okay, so drive will become drove in past simple. But for past participle, it will become driven. Okay, I'm sure you can find notes on this at the back of your textbook. Okay, I'm not sure which page, but you can flip through, okay, and find the table about present tense, past simple, and also past participle. Okay, let me show you an example here. He had taken a bus before he walked home. So as you can see, there are two actions here. So which one happens before the other? Yang mana yang berlaku dulu? Did he take the bus first or did he walk home first? Okay, the answer is he had taken a bus first, okay, before he walked home. So we can also get a clue from the time expression that is used here. The time expression ialah penanda masa. For example, the word before, after, while, when, meanwhile. Alright, so we can refer to the time expression to decide which action happens before the other. So, because he had taken a bus first, okay, so dia naik bus dulu sebelum dia berjalan balik ke rumah. So, the action taking a bus has to be in past perfect. Okay, so this one kena dalam bentuk past perfect. That's why it becomes he had taken a bus before he walked home. And then the second action will just be past simple. Okay, past simple. The first action that happened will be in past perfect. Okay, so if I want to show you in the form of timeline, okay, in the form of timeline, so there are two actions that happened in the past. Okay, the first action that happened was had taken a bus. Okay, so this one will be past perfect. Okay, and then the second action is walked. Okay, that's why we have to use past perfect here. Okay, we have to use past perfect because it happened before another action in the past. Alright, okay, so it's like this. Okay, there's no relation to the present tense. Okay, so we are just talking about two actions that happened in the past. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now let's move on to past perfect continuous. So when we see the word continuous, remember, okay, we have to add ing. Okay, I think you are familiar with the word continuous already. Kalau nampak sahaja continuous, ingat dia mesti ada ing. Okay, so when do we use past perfect continuous? We use past perfect continuous to talk about an ongoing action in the past. Okay, perkara yang sedang berlaku pada masa lalu. Okay, so this one will have ing because it's ongoing. Okay, that ended before another past action. Okay, tapi dia sudah selesai sebelum satu action lagi pada masa lalu. Okay. So, how do we identify past perfect continuous? Okay, we can identify the word past perfect continuous, or we can write past perfect continuous by using had, been, and present continuous. Okay, for example, had been studying. Okay, had been studying. So we use had, we use been, and we use verb with ing. Okay, now let's look at the example here. He had been traveling by bus for months before he finally bought his own car. So it's similar to past perfect. There are two actions. Okay, there are two actions, but one was ongoing but already finished before another action. Okay, so in here, which one happens first? Okay, we also have another time expression here, before. Okay, so had been traveling. This one happened continuously for month. Okay, dia berterusan selama berbulan-bulan. Okay, so this one is in continuous form, ing. And then the second action is he bought a car. He bought his own car. Okay, so in past tense, okay, we write, okay, the word buy or the word bought is written in past tense. Okay, and the traveling action has to be in past perfect continuous. Okay, I'm sorry. It's lagging a little bit. Okay, had been traveling. So it started in the past. It started in the past. Okay, continue, continue, continue. And then it ended. Okay, it ended once he bought a car. Okay, dia travel. Okay, sepanjang-panjang tu. Okay, from here. Okay, from here. Travel until he bought a car. Okay, so that's why we have to use continuous. Because it's an ongoing action or it is a continuous action. Okay, dia berterusan. Okay, so that's how we use past perfect continuous. Now, let's look at the exercises. Okay, you can find the exercise on page 69 of your textbook. Okay, you have to complete the sentences with the past simple, the past perfect simple, or the past perfect continuous of the verbs in brackets. Okay, the tips for this exercise is you have to identify, is this action or is this sentence has two actions? Okay, adakah ayat ini mempunyai dua action? Okay, or does it have only one action? If it has two actions, kalau ada dua, you have to see which one happens first. Okay, the action that happened first has to be in past perfect. Okay, and the action, if it's continuous, it has to be in past perfect continuous. Okay, I will help you with number 1. Okay, Roger arrived late at the train station. By the time he reached the platform, the train leave. Okay, so if we look at the first sentence, there is only one verb. Okay, there is only one verb in that sentence. So, very simple. The answer is arrive. So, it should be in past simple. Okay, Roger arrived late at the train station. And then, by the time he reached the platform, the train leave. So, which one happens first? Adakah dia sampai dulu dekat platform ataupun train tu, kereta api tu dah pergi? Okay, which one happens first? Okay, the answer is leave happens first. Okay, kereta api tu dah bertolak and then reach. Maksudnya dia dah terlambat lah. Okay, the keyword here is late as well. Okay, and then by the time, sebaik sahaja. Okay, so reach will be the second action. So how do we write the answer? Okay, by the time he reached the platform, the train, remember we have to use the word had, and then the verb has to be in past participle. The train had left. Alright. Okay, number 2, Alison talked on the phone with her sister for 3 hours. Okay, for 3 hours. So there's a time expression or time, there's something about time here. Okay, by the time she hang up. Okay, so there are 2 actions, talk and hang up. Okay, so you have to think about, does this action happen continuously? Adakah dia berterusan? Ataupun adakah dia hanya 2 action yang one happens before the other. Alright? Okay, she not speak to her for a long time and she have lots of news to tell her. Okay, number 3, by the time the sun go down, we play tennis for 4 hours. We be exhausted. Okay, when you see the word be, you can change into the word was or were. Okay, depending on the subject. Alright, so I hope you can try number 2 and 3. If you are still confused about whether it's present, whether it's past simple, past perfect or past perfect continuous, you can refer to the notes again. Okay, or we can have a short discussion in the group. Okay, now let's move on to reported speech. So what is reported speech? Okay, let's look at the dialogues there. Okay, I'm going to go mountain climbing tomorrow, said John to Oliver. So this is a dialogue. Okay, this is a dialogue, and dialogue is usually called as direct speech. Okay, direct speech means kita sampaikan sesuatu secara direct lah. Okay, secara terus, tidak ada pengantara. Okay, meanwhile, we can change the dialogue into an indirect speech or into a reported speech. Okay, and when we change it, the reporter will put the subject in front. Okay, John told Oliver that he was going to go mountain climbing the next day. Okay, we cannot use the word tomorrow. Okay, because tomorrow it can be any day. Okay, meaning mungkin John cakap dengan Oliver, okay, saya nak pergi mountain climbing esok. Okay, tapi the reported speech, we are not sure. Okay, we are not sure about the time. We cannot say tomorrow. Okay, we cannot say tomorrow. We have to change it to the next day. Okay, so indirect speech is actually similar to reported speech. Okay, it is used to report what people said. Okay, now there are 2 other examples there. I must book the tickets, Jenny said. So if we change it into reported speech, okay, we bring Jenny to the front. Okay, Jenny said that. Okay, so that is optional. Ada pun boleh, tak ada pun tak apa. Okay, option. You have option to use it. Okay, Jenny said that she had to book the tickets. Okay, you can see here the word must is changed to had to. Okay, dia perlu. Okay, she had to book the tickets. Okay, basically kita report. Okay, kita ulas ataupun kita nak bagi tahu orang lain tentang apa yang Jenny cakap. Okay, that's where we use reported speech. Okay, we usually see this in stories. Okay, in stories or in news report. Okay, something like that. The Prime Minister told the press that the vaccination is on the way. Okay, something like that. Kita guna reported speech. Okay, here I highlighted the word said. Okay, because we have to use reporting verbs if we want to report a speech. Kita kena guna kata kerja macam ni lah. For example, say, tell, refuse, offer, agree and a lot more. Okay, you can choose based on the content of the sentence. Okay, another example. A new travel agency opened in the high street last week. Alan said to me. So Alan will be the subject. Okay, Alan told me that a new travel agency had opened in the high street the previous week. Okay, so we can also use last week, tak ada masalah. Okay, but you can change it to the previous week as well. Okay, why is this verb in past perfect? Kenapa kita guna had opened? Okay, because there are two actions here. Okay, there are two actions. The first one, kita nak cerita tentang kedai yang buka tu. Okay, so this one happened first. And then baru Alan bagi tahu dia yang travel agency tu dah buka. So told is in present simple. Okay, because it's the next action that happened in the past. Okay, so that's why told is in past simple and had opened is in past perfect. Alright? Okay, so let's move on to the exercise on page 71. Okay, you have to rewrite the sentences using reported speech. Okay, so you have to change lah. Okay, tukarkan dialog itu kepada reported speech. Okay, let's try to do number 1 together. Okay, we will reach our destination tomorrow at 5 a.m. The tour guide said to us. So we take the word the tour guide to become the subject of our sentence. So it will become the tour guide told us. Okay, so it should be in past tense. Okay, sebab kita report kan, report. Okay, so it has to be in past tense. The tour guide told us that. Okay, so that is optional. Ada pun boleh, tak ada pun tak apa. Okay, we would reach our destination the next day. Okay, tomorrow you change to the next day at 5 a.m. Full stop. Okay, very simple, right? So you change it into a reported speech by moving the subject in front. Okay, subjeknya. Okay, siapa yang cakap tu kita bawa ke depan. Okay, the tour guide. So told. Okay, told you can also change to the word said. Okay, nak guna said pun boleh. The tour guide said to us. Okay, kalau nak guna said kena ada to lah. Okay, or you can also use the word informed. The tour guide informed us that we would reach our destination the next day at 5 a.m. Okay, so the verb here you can change accordingly. Okay, you can refer to the reporting verbs in the previous slide. Alright, for number 2, 3, 4 and 5, I hope you can try to do it by yourself. So, your task for today is to complete the past perfect and past perfect continuous exercise on page 69 just now, and also the reported speech exercise on page 71. Okay, so I hope you can all try these exercises and write your answers in your book B. Okay, all the best. If you have any question, you can ask in the group. Thank you.